I've been talking for some time and I realized I had to start the video. What a fool I am. But I'm a wise fool because I have bought Civilization 7. Oh, yes. I am very much enjoying this game. I am going to get my money's worth out of it. Don't worry what I spent or how I spent it or if it was a pre-order. I had an inkling this was going to be a good game. And I got it. I bought it on pre-order so that way I could give an advance report to people who are out there who are going to buy it on their own once they saw reviews on it. I did not get this game at all. Come on, my channel right now has got less than 5,000 subscribers at the time of this recording. No one is giving me free anything. I paid for it, and I am glad I did. This is not City Skylines 2, where I was furious that by the time I got to just below my 2-hour point and had to make the decision are we going to stay or go, I was like, I got my refund. But this one, I played it and I looked at it like I'm at 109 minutes and I'm going, I need one more turn. But I got to stop because I have to sleep tonight. And I've been playing it a lot and I want to talk about it. This is kind of it killing me here because I want to get back to playing it, but I have to talk to my audience about this because this is a really cool game. Why? Well, the people who make Civilization know what they're doing. Maybe there were some missteps in Civilization 3, and maybe there were some missteps at the beginning of Civ 5 and Civ 6. Civ 4 I thought was solid all the way through. Wow. And Civ 2, oh la la. Okay. But they know how to make a good game eventually. And this game definitely has excellent playability right now. I am not looking forward to when mods come out as a way to save it. I did that when Victoria 3 first came out. I thought, okay, there's no flavor, but modders will make flavor. And they did. They did. With City Skylines 2, I thought this thing is so broken, I don't even want to touch it until it's ported to console. It's still not there yet. But this game, yeah, it's good to go. There are a lot of elements in here that came out of Old World or that are similar to Old World. But the way we pick the leaders and the civilizations, you pick one leader that you're going to have all the way through the eras, but you're going to get a different civilization with each era. The civilizations are sometimes tied to leaders, sometimes they're tied to the previous civilization you took, and sometimes you just open up a wild card because you did something, and yeah, even though you started with the Egyptians, you can become Prussian because you opened up certain things. Congratulations. That is really cool. It's like the game Small World. If you've ever played that, there's a app version, but it's more known as a board game where, yeah, you're just kind of churning through different empires and they rise, they explode, and then you put them into decline, then you get the next one. And you don't worry about conquering your old stuff if it's like from 2 empires ago. It doesn't. He's not making me any points. Ha ha ha! Conquer. You're kind of doing that here. You don't care so much about like, oh, this doesn't make sense historically because there's no look. This is not Earth. This is not Earth. Earth has had way more than 4 civilizations on one continent. I'm just saying here, and it doesn't have to be an Earth map to make sense there. This is like I'm drawing these cards and here's how I'm playing them kind of thing. And it's great fun like that when I put my policies together. Here we go. This is the government I've got right now. I have these policies. Now I'm at the start of an era, so I've only got some legacy policies from ones that I earned from being Egyptian before. Those carried over, but then I've got a few new ones. As I discover more civics, I'm going to get more policies. When we get to the crisis period, at the end of the age, if I can end the age early, I don't have to deal with a lot of crisis stuff. If I end late, then we're going to get bombed. So, yeah, you kind of want to end things. You don't want to stick around and hold on. You want to turn it off. But anyway, policy placement, again, this is like placing cards. It's very similar to what we had in Civ 6, but there are fewer slots in total. And I think the cards are not overpowered. I'm never in a position where I'm thinking, like, I've got to have that one or nothing. It's more like, well, right now I need this one. Like, I'm not building wonders. So this one gets to chill. And I go through civics enough that I'm able to switch these around frequently. that's a really good feeling there, because I think in Civ 6 there were times where I was wondering, like, I'm not getting enough card switching, or I'm discovering civics and it doesn't matter because I've locked in on the cards that I'm going to have. This changes over time, and I find that delicious. What else can we say? Oh yeah, when you first build a new settlement, it's a town, not a city, so it grows differently and does different things. But if you can get to a city, you can get to a big population. I've gotten all 7 of my settlements into cities, which is huge because I also had a golden age in economics, which allowed me to carry over all of my cities from one age to the next. They didn't decline. And that's something that will happen when you play the game, that you can have cities go into decline. But it's a good thing, because by resetting these things, you don't have this runaway snowball effect where, yeah, I'm dominating things in the first age and, oh, geez, now I'm going to dominate for the rest of the game. And it gets boring. By doing a different level set and introducing new elements, I now have something else to do. I still have these balances to work out. I am still very much a strong power here. I made some good choices. Yeah, go me. But I'm not an overwhelming hegemon. Not yet. But even if I do get to that point, I still get the feeling that the modern era is going to add in elements to where I'm going to try to be catching up at the end, or there may be more of a race at the end, instead of just, oh my gosh, how many turns do I have to go through before I get the final movie that says I've won? I think I'm going to have more of a race at the end. I haven't gotten to the end yet, but I feel that way. And even if it is one of those, how many more turns until this is over? Hey, that's every Civilization game so far, so, nothing different there. But getting to that point, wow, I am having a huge amount of fun. I had a lot of fun with Civ 6 as I'm planning out my districts. I had a ton of fun in Old World, being able to pick, we're going to move my city 1 over here, but still locking in there. This one kind of not locks in, but it really does push certain hexes as this is where you want to start your city, because of water availability and resource availability. And you really want to start it where they suggest, is kind of the nudge I'm getting. Because if I try to say, oh, no, I'm going to settle over here, well, then I wind up with a garbage city, and I'm regretting it, going, I should have put it where they had the big buildings and then come back later on for some other pieces. But it definitely does that, and I think that helps the AI. Now, in this particular one here, this is the Age of Exploration. My ship has sailed across the ocean. It took damage as it went across, but I found a really narrow passage here that works just fine. And look, I've got this area here that is prime for settlement. And yeah, I found another civilization here. And apparently they're trying to discover this area as well, because they've taken damage. They've gone across the ocean. Think about it. Yeah. So there's going to be a race on here. And then on the other side of this will likely be the other continent where where Songhai and 3 other civilizations are. Or 2, or I can't remember how many I picked at the start, because I just went with the defaults, because I just wanted to get into it. The maps feel great because of, I like the way that I can tell the difference between the coastal and the ocean. It's almost like they use Suratac's mod from Civ 6. I like not having the fog on the or on the areas right next to me, but just able to see these cool looking tiles, and yeah, it looks nice there. The forest, the deserts, everything, you can hover over it. You get the utilities, and also just about how you get benefits from these. I don't know if I mentioned that yet because I was rambling about it in the other one, but anyway, if you the one I was doing before I hit record, silly me. But as you place these things, you're not going to get the same benefits for every single element. Like if I look at Wasset here, Serpent Mound is going to get me 1, 2, 4. All right, that's what I get here on it. If I look at the next town over, Bedet, well, they can't build Serpent Mound. How about Neheb? Nope, they can't build it either. The Janet, no, they can't build it. Well, okay, so this is early, but I could still go through and see, like, okay, so some of these are not getting the same benefits. Let's look at the top ones here. Temple, I have a spot here in Akhenaten that gives me a +6 on the Temple. A +6 here, but in Neheb, it's only a +4. So, that's their best site. That's where it's going to be there. Yes, and my religion's called Slow Ride. I can bring that across there. And I can train the missionary, which is good. I'll work on that. And in Bedet, back here, +6. Waset, I think I've already built a temple here. So, yeah, we're good to go with that. And we're building an observatory right now. And this temple only gets +5. So you see how it is. It's like, you go like, well, why? If I actually click on this to see where it is, I don't have to go here and where I'm going to get a 5, because it looks like I'll overbuild with another building. This one says it will build over the library. This one will build over the altar. Well, it is a religious building, so yeah, I guess I could replace the altar, because the altar's not doing anything for me anymore. But and the library, that's going to get replaced with an academy. But if I don't want to overbuild, well, I could go to this spot here and put a new one down and get 5 happiness, or I could pick one of these other tiles here and get like 4 happiness out of it. Because of the adjacencies. It's just like here, it says here, bonuses from the tile, way over on the side there, it says +4 happiness, and then adjacency bonuses, +1 happiness from the northwest. Well, I've got a wonder here. That's what's going on. There's wonders nearby. Or this is because there's an adjacent quarter here. Or no, northeast, another wonder. From the east, there's another wonder there. Okay, so that's what I'm getting. And maybe that's why the other ones had a +6, because I had 2 wonders they could be next to. You see how that goes. So you're not going to get the same boosts for the same building globally. The same is going to be said for the wonders. There will be places where you say, you know what, I should build the wonder here because of the additional benefits it'll provide, and not over there. I really like that, because in Civ 6 or all the other Civs, it's pretty much like, I'm gonna, what time is? I should build the wonder somewhere. I don't care where. I'll just build it there, and boom. This is where you're thinking about the placement in your entire empire. I'm a huge fan of that. Huge fan of that. Lots of intricacies here. The math is going to take some time to figure out, but it is not where I'm puzzling over it and wondering what am I going to do. It was so easy to jump into. The tutorial text helped guide me along very effectively, and I had my first game, which I felt was my burner game, my Charlemagne as running the Greeks game. But after getting to a point where I was like, okay, I've really overstretched myself. I own way too many settlements, and I'm way over the limit, and I'm suffering. I get it. I want to stay in my lane here. I started over, did Egypt with Hatshepsut, and I am thoroughly enjoying this one, and I feel very successful with it. And yeah, I'll probably boost up the difficulty values later on, but for this game, I'm going to have some triumph. Civilization 7 is a fantastic game. Yes. Caution, there are going to be things in the AI where I don't like having to click through, like for here. If I go to here, if I close down Kilwa, it doesn't take me back to the previous menu. It takes me back to this one. So if I want to go look at another city-state, I have to go click, click, click again, and do all that. There's some things that are set up for the console. I get it, or for using the controller, but I'm a keyboard mouse guy. I understand that. And I don't think it's a kludgy thing. I think it's just something that it's going to happen. Setting up trade, I don't really have anywhere that I can keep track of all my trade routes. I wish I did. That's probably going to be another little icon that pops up here or in the top or something like that. Maybe that is a mod that comes out. But really, that's it. Everything else, I feel like I have got the information I need where I need it. I've used the Civilopedia. I figured out the difference between the different resources, how like empire resources will affect your entire empire, and they don't count as being assigned, because when you do assign resources, that's sometimes a goal for your economics. You want to assign resources to a city or town, and you have some resources that can be assigned to just cities and some that can be assigned to Bonus resources can go to a city or a town. Now, since I've got all cities, well, I'm okay right now. And there's other ones that'll give bonuses to additional slots so you can put in more resources, because that's the thing there. Like, oh no, I have all these resources that I can't assign because I don't have enough slots. Oh, what do I do? Math problem. Yeah. It is so much fun. It is so much fun. I am diving into it and I'm having me a ball. Given how much I spent on it, if I have, I calculate the number of hours I would need that are equivalent to seeing a movie or doing some other activity. And after a certain number of hours, I have, I've spent a certain number of dollars per hour for that amount of fun. And by far, computer games are still, for me, the best dollar per hour value, because every hour I play, it goes down. Or the number of dollars goes down and the number of fun keeps increasing. I will easily put in over 100 hours on this and have fun doing all of it. This is a great game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I don't know why people are complaining. Well, maybe some of them are complaining about, the digital rights management. I don't care for that thing. Look, I'm just looking at the game, okay? I'm looking at the game. And this is so much fun. I dove into it, got involved, and I want to keep doing it some more. Like, comment, subscribe, be nice to people, donate to charities that are keeping people alive, and just be a wonderful, wonderful person. And we'll see you in the next video. And maybe I'll actually play a game. This is one of those, I got to leave it on pause while I talk about it. Otherwise, it's going to get crazy. So I'll just cut my own sentences off and start